Good morning and welcome back to yet another interesting session of storytelling. Today we will be doing Lesson 5 Golu Grows a Nose from your supplementary reader in English and Alien Hand. I will be explaining this chapter in two videos, and this is your part 1. This story is about a small naughty elephant who, just like any child, is very inquisitive and wants to know and explore every new thing it encounters. It's going to be a lot of fun, my dear children, reading this chapter. Though this baby elephant may not get answer to all his queries, but I will make sure that you people will get a lot of new informations. Before I read the chapter, let me give you a small description of its author. The story was written by Rudyard Kipling, in full, Joseph Rudyard Kipling. He was born on December 30, 1865 in Bombay. He died on January 18, 1936 in London. He wrote many short stories, poems, and novels. He is chiefly remembered for his tales and poems of British soldiers in India and his tales for children. He received Nobel Prize for Literature in 1907. And your favorite book, Jungle Book, is also written by Joseph Rudyard Kipling. Now let's move forward and read the introductory section of this chapter. There was a time when the elephant had no trunk. Golu, a baby elephant with a bulgy nose, is full of questions. He goes to Limpopo River to find out more about the crocodile's eating habits. Now let's read the chapter. Long ago, the elephants had no trunk. Okay, let me tell you, children, it's only a fiction story. It's not a fact. Okay, it's only a fiction. So, long ago, according to the story, the elephants had no trunk. He had only a bulgy nose as big as a boot. As you can see in the picture here, this baby elephant is only having a bulged nose, not a trunk. So this was how the elephants had their nose. So this bulging was as big as a boot, the boot that you wear in your legs. He could wiggle it from side to side. Now, what is the meaning of wiggle? Wiggle means move up and down or side to side, just like fish wiggle their tail. So, this elephant with his bulged nose could only wiggle it side to side but couldn't pick up things with it. You might have seen elephants picking things with its trunk, plucking fruits and leaves from the tree. But in those times when the elephants had only a bulged nose, it could not pick up anything. It could only wiggle it. There was a baby elephant called Golu. He too had no trunk but only a bulgy nose, as small as a small boot. So, the baby elephant, whose story we are reading, also had no trunk. It only had a bulged nose as big as a boot. Golu was full of questions. He asked his tall aunt, the ostrich. Now, with this sentence, you can see how affectionate this baby elephant is. For this elephant, every member of the jungle was just like his family. So, ostrich, he is addressing ostrich as his aunt. So, he asked his tall aunt, "Why don't you ever fly like other birds?" Then he asked his tall uncle, the giraffe, "What makes your skin so spotty?" He asked his huge uncle, the hippopotamus, "Why are your eyes always so red?" He asked his hairy uncle baboon, "Why do melons taste like melons?" the ostrich, the giraffe, the hippopotamus, and the baboon had no answers to Golu's questions. Golu is a naughty boy, they said. He asks such difficult questions. So, whatever questions he would put forward to these animals, they had no answer for Golu's questions. And they would just say, how naughty this child is, this baby elephant is. He always asks such questions that we don't have any answers for. Okay, but let me see if I can give you some information related to it. So, the question to Aunt Ostrich was, why ostrich cannot fly? That was his question, why you cannot fly? Let us see. Ostrich, emus, kiwis are some of the birds that cannot fly. And why? Let's see. Unlike most birds, their flat breastbones lack the keel. Keel means it's the ridge along the breastbone. Okay, edge of the breastbone to which the flight muscles are attached. That anchors the strong flight muscles required for flight. And their weak wings cannot possibly lift their heavy bodies off the ground. This is the reason why ostrich, emus, kiwis cannot fly, because they don't have strong flight muscles with which they can fly. As they are having the wings with weak muscles, they cannot lift the body, the heavy body off the ground. Other question was asked to giraffe, that why giraffe skin is spotty. Okay, giraffes patches are first and foremost for camouflage. Camouflage is for hiding purpose. Okay, so first and foremost purpose of giraffe spots are for camouflage. Besides camouflage property, underneath each patch, listen carefully, underneath each and every patch, there lies very sophisticated system of blood vessels. And around each patch, there is a quite large blood vessel that then branch off into smaller vessels underneath the patch. A giraffe can send blood through these small branches into the middle of the patch in order to release heat through their skin system or through this system. Each patch acts as a thermal window to release body temperature. Other thing, in short, one is for camouflage, other purpose is for releasing the body temperature so that it can maintain its temperature. As we humans, we sweat and maintain our body temperature. But this sweating process is not there in the giraffe skin. So what they do through their patches, they release the body heat to maintain the body temperature. Okay, so these are the two functions of the patches on the giraffe body. You must have also wondered why giraffes are so patchy. It's only because of this, for camouflage, and second for maintaining the body temperature. Then other question asked was to hippopotamus, that why its eyes are so red. Okay, let me try this too. Hippos love water and they spend up to 16 hours a day submerged in rivers and lakes to keep their massive bodies cool under the hot African sun. Hippos are found in Africa, and Africa is a hot country as it is near the equator. Okay, so to keep their body temperature low to release the heat, almost 16 hours of the day they spend in the river, almost submerged. Their eyes and nostrils are located high on their head, which allows them to see and breathe while mostly submerged. It's also called water horse. As it spends so long time in water, it is also called water horse. And the interesting fact is that they secrete a pink colored sweat which protects them from germs. Okay, they're sweating. Our sweating is just like water, colorless. But the sweat of hippopotamus is of pink color. Okay, which protects, it has some enzyme. The pink sweat has some enzyme which protect them from germ, and their eyes also has a transparent layer which turned red to protect their eyes in water. Okay, when we spend much time in water, we also, when we are doing swimming, your eyes turn red because the blood vessel with contact with water gets red, gets activated, and more blood flow is there. That's why the eyes of hippopotamus are always red. Now, what's a baboon? Baboon are world's largest monkeys and they live in Africa and Arabia. Baboon are omnivores which eat fruits, grasses, roots and meat of birds, rodents, sheep, etc. Okay, now this much is clear, I suppose. But Golu never got answers for his questions. Let's read further. One day, Golu met Myna bird sitting in the middle of a bush and he asked her, he had a question for Myna also. What does a crocodile have for dinner? The question asked to Myna. Myna is a bird and he is asking Myna, what does crocodile eat? How come Myna will know? Okay, there is no way that Myna will know that what crocodile has for dinner or breakfast. The Myna said, go to the banks of great grassy Limpopo river and find out. So, only answer that Myna could give is, go and find out yourself. You will find crocodiles on the banks of great grassy Limpopo river. Okay, now what is Limpopo river? Limpopo river, it is also called Limpopo Crocodile River. It is in South Africa and it flows into Indian Ocean. So, Limpopo River is located in South Africa and it flows into Indian Ocean. This river is also called Crocodile River. Why? Because you will find a large population of crocodiles in this river. That's why it's named so. So this Maina is directing Golu that you just go to the banks of Limpopo River and find it out yourself. Golu went home and he took Mina's advice very seriously. Okay, he went home and he planned his outing that he is going to find out what the crocodile eats. He took 100 sugar canes, 50 dozens of bananas, and 25 melons. He went all prepared that he may not starve even if he doesn't get food on the way. He will not starve. He packed all his necessary things that he would require for his travel. And he knew it is far away. So he took plenty. Okay, 100 sugar canes, 50 dozen bananas and 25 melons he carried for himself. As you people, when you go for picnics, you always carry your food with you, right? The same way, Golu also prepared itself for the journey. Then he said to his family, goodbye. I am going to the great grassy Limpopo river. I will find out what the crocodile has for dinner. So he is telling his parents, okay, bye-bye. See you later. I am going to the Limpopo river and I will find out what crocodile has for dinner. He had never seen a crocodile and didn't know what one looked like. So he was not aware what kind of animal is crocodile because he had never seen a crocodile in his life. But he has heard a lot about crocodile. So he was very inquisitive to know more about the crocodile. So even he did not know how it looks like. Now on the way, he met a python and asked him, have you ever seen a crocodile? Okay, on the way he met a python. Okay, coiled on the branch of a river and it asked Python, what does a crocodile look like? What does he have for dinner? He had two questions for Python. What does a crocodile look like? And what he has for dinner? The python uncoiled himself from the branch of a tree, but said nothing. What happened? The python was coiled on the branch of the tree. It slowly, coiled means it spiraled itself on the branch of the tree. It just loosened itself, uncoiled itself. And it did not say anything because it had no answer for Golu's question. Golu politely helped him to coil around the branch again and said goodbye to him. Golu thought that accidentally this python is uncoiled. So, being very considerate, it just helped the python to coil again. Very politely, it lifted the python and coiled it around the branch. So, you can see how loving and caring this baby elephant is. And then it bid goodbye to the python and it took its way. Okay, we will continue in the next video. Thank you.